Good evening, my friends. Hello, hello. I am always so nervous as we're coming on to see if it's actually going to come on or if we're just going to be sitting here and I'll be alone. Today I am putting on some clarity. I have peace and calming running in my diffuser right now because I was stressing out, and a little bit of lavender because I just don't know. They did a whole bunch of stuff this past week on my computer, on our internet, on the little box that brings the internet to the house. I know nothing about any of that. And they were here today finishing some stuff up. So I did a couple of Zooms. It seems to have been working, and the little warning that kept coming up on my FPS, MPS, WXYZ, I don't even know, isn't there right now. So I'm kind of excited, I think. I think they might have finally fixed it and I might have actual internet working. I went, I guess around a week without having really having internet. I had almost zero unless I put it on my phone for a little bit. And I gotta tell you, I really kind of liked it. I liked being disconnected from everything because that was our TV, our cable goes through the same thing. So because we're out here in the boonies, you don't have, if you don't have internet, you don't have internet. Like it just is what it is. So there's no spare. So I kind of liked it. I found I got so much more done in my day. And it's funny because I don't think I'm online very often, but apparently between the phone and the computer and TV, I guess I was, because I really did feel like I got a lot more done. So that is interesting. Oh good, some people are popping on. Woohoo, I'm not alone. Hello Susan and Mary. So wonderful. I'm throwing some peppermint on now because I really don't have a good reason. I'm a peppermint addict. It is one that I use all the time. Just brings me joy. I love it on my arms and everything. I think when I was so sick with MS and everything I had going on, peppermint was really soothing to all of my achy body. And I use peppermint and wintergreen deep relief like constantly. And now it's just a soothing little habit that I have. So I'm very excited about today's class, you guys. This is cardiovascular health and everything that comes with it. So we're talking healthy blood pressure, we're talking healthy heart rate, we're talking cholesterol and all the goofy stuff that goes along with cholesterol, so we can really understand what is happening in our body and how we can be proactive and make massive changes, because we're told that, it's just in genetics. It's just if your dad had a bad heart and your grandpa had a bad heart, you're going to have a bad heart. Can I tell you this right now? Don't let anybody else speak that death over you. Absolutely. You take control of that, because nobody else can speak into that. And truthfully, they know now that genetics plays a very teeny tiny role in lots of these different diseases. So you have options no matter what your history has been or even what you have been through. I've had open heart surgery, all the different things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your past has been. You can change your tomorrow. And I hope today, after this conversation, you're going to have a few things that you can do immediately. Some things that right now where you are, you can make some changes and see some difference in your cardiovascular health. But I also hope it gives you hope that even though they're telling you all the things and you might be on 52 drugs, that your body, I need you to know this, I need you to own this. Your body was created and designed to thrive. It was created to repair itself. If you break your arm and you go to the hospital, does the hospital cure your arm? Does the cast cure your arm? No, my friend, your body, your innate intelligence, this bone right here, when you put those bones together, they will knit themselves back together. And that cast, the hospital, the pins, anything they do, it's only a tool to get the bone in the right spot so your body can repair itself. That is how every single cell in your body is designed to repair itself. The question is, what are the tools? What are the things that are missing that I need? And sometimes that's medical intervention, right? Sometimes the doctors are there, the doctors are good, but then there's other times where we have to say, you know what? This I'm going to change, because so much study has shown us that this makes a difference. And one of those thises that we're going to talk about, you guys know it's going to come up because I probably mention every time we talk. It is hydration. It is making sure that you're getting enough hydration and water. That blood going through your body, take a sip right now. The blood going through your body and hydrating every single cell in your body, it needs hydration. When you get dehydrated, your blood is not going to pump the same. As a matter of fact, it gets a little bit thick, and or it takes the fluid from other places, like the cerebral fluid around your brain. I'm here to tell you, I need my brain to have all of its goodness, right? All of its things. So making sure you're hydrated is important. And secondary to hydration is making sure you have all your electrolytes. I cannot stress to you the importance of the electrolytes, how important they are. So your heart, our body is electrical, right? And we know this. If you are in the hospital and you have a heart attack, what do? Right? They're going to charge you up. Why do they use electricity for that? Because we are electrical beings. And when you think of electrolytes, those electrolytes are the minerals that your body helps so that we have the proper electrical frequency happening in the body. So that is your potassium, your sodium, and your magnesium. They are a team. They work in tandem, and they keep your electricity moving the way it's supposed to. I know when Brian, my husband Brian, it has been maybe even 7 years ago now, he was in the hospital with severe AFib. And it was not settling down no matter what they were doing. And we had been there, I think we were in ICU for like 3 or 4 days. And so while we're there, I'm researching like, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Because, you know, that's kind of my answer. When something goes hinky in the body, I go, what did my body need? What was missing? And the hinky thing for him was potassium. He was low in potassium. And we ended up doing, I ordered straight potassium for him. High mega dose of potassium. It's 3,500 milligrams of potassium your little body needs every single day. And that's if you're not doing anything. If you're sweating, it needs more potassium. If you're working out, more potassium. If it's hot, more potassium. If you're upping your water, all of a sudden you upped your water because your body's all about homeostasis. And you're like, I want to be healthy, and you upped your water, but you don't up your electrolytes at the same time, you can end up deficient in something like potassium or magnesium or sodium. It's just the way it works. So we gave him mega doses of potassium and sodium, and he was literally hooked up to the monitor, and they could see a difference in about 45 minutes in his heart rate because it changed so quickly just giving him those mega doses. I will also tell you, it gave him serious, what's a nice way to say it? It gave him diarrhea because it moved through him very quickly. And just knowing that was one little thing that we changed. Now, actually it was 2 because there was sodium in there as well. And at the time I didn't add magnesium because I felt that he was getting enough magnesium through lots of the different things that we did. But after that, I kept him on all 3 pretty high doses for a really long time so that his heart could have that pause. Because like magnesium helps the heart to rest for a minute, helps that the heart rate to just relax like it's supposed to. Potassium gives the charge to it. So they work in tandem. So that was a tiny little thing. And what happened when his heart rate came down, so did his blood pressure at the same time. So he didn't traditionally have high blood pressure, but because his heart was working so hard during the AFib, it popped him up there. So when I say there's tiny things that could be missing, so water, potassium, magnesium, sodium, we are told constantly to stay away from sodium. Sodium is going to cause high blood pressure. But now what I just told you about potassium and magnesium, if sodium is the friend to potassium and magnesium and they work as a team, and there's a recommended daily allowance of what you have to have. So you know the RDA is the minimum of what your body needs. Then do you think sodium is the evil culprit? Or could it be something else that's causing the high blood pressure? I'm going to submit to you, it's the something else. And we're going to talk about the something else as we continue chatting. So water, electrolytes, ready? The next one is going to be movement. And if you can move your butt outside, even better. The importance of being able to touch the ground, and y'all, you know, I talk about it all the time, touching a grass, hugging a tree, doing the different things, is because it takes all the built up electricity, the EMS from all the weird stuff, like my computer right here. It's got electrical magnetic frequency that isn't normal for the human body. We didn't grow up with it. And by that I mean, I'm a Christian. I believe that word of God, front page, end page, the whole thing, 7 days of creation. I believe that hook, line, and sinker. And when God created us and he put us in the Garden of Eden, we didn't have computers and we didn't have cell phones and we didn't have artificial lights. All of those EMFs, those things, mess with our system. They mess with us. When we touch the ground, we discharge all of that chaotic energy. Think all the plugs in your house. There's not just 2 little spots. There's the third one. That third one is a grounding wire because it takes the excess and it grounds it back into the ground. The same thing happens when we are outside and we touch the ground. So make sure you're doing that on the daily, touching the ground, touching a tree, because it's going to help all of your system work so much better. Outside we have the sun. The sun hits our cells and creates vitamin D. Vitamin D and what it does for the heart, huge. Like vitamin D does hundreds of different functions, but what it does for your heart and your bones and your brain, so important. And we're supposed to go outside and make it. We're supposed to be out there in the sun. And you know what? If you're right now, you're going, Shannon, but I'm not Christian. I don't believe God put us in the Garden of Eden. You don't have to believe that. If you're here and you believe in evolution, we still grew up out there with no EMFs, lots of sunshine, grass, the wind blowing on us, all the things. And we were meant to move. When God put us in that Garden of Eden, we were there to tend the garden. It means we were supposed to use our muscles. This thing right here, this beautiful heart right here, this is a muscle. It has to be used. We need to use those muscles, because if you don't use it, you what? You lose it. As soon as I said it, you knew that. But your heart, it has to be exercised. That the word aerobics literally means in oxygen. We need to be deep breathing on the regular, because it's healing, it's cathartic. And I'm telling you, everything I just said is stuff you can do without buying a thing. It's stuff that you have in your own home. It's us doing the things, because if you want your heart to last you 100 years, then we need to do the basics. And some of those things, those are the basics. And then the last one I'm going to say that's the basics is all the variety. We need to be eating from the rainbow. I am not talking about the Skittles. I am talking about the rainbow of foods. We need red foods and yellow foods and orange foods and green foods and all the different shades of greens. And we need meats and we need fats and we need seeds and we need the herbs. We need that variety, because in the variety, do you know what we find? We find all the vitamins and all the minerals that this little body needs to function. So if you're eating a very wide variety of greens, just greens alone, you can get so much potassium. Remember I said we need 3,500 milligrams of potassium alone just to keep a normal electrical charge? Your greens are packed with those. Orange and red vegetables like your peppers, those are packed with potassium. So you can get potassium, but potassium is one of the minerals. Do you realize there's over 70 different trace minerals that your body needs? So potassium, magnesium, those are big minerals that we need, right? They're not trace. Those are the bigger minerals that we need. But those trace minerals, those teeny tiny things like lithium. I talk about lithium probably 10 times. Every 10th video I will mention lithium because of how important it is for your brain. How many of you, just tell me on the side, you need better memory? Just type it, memory, memory, memory. Who remembers what we're talking about? We're talking about your heart, your cardiovascular system, but things like all those colorful vegetables, all those colorful fruits, and lithium, teeny tiny trace mineral that your brain needs to make connections. So a thought is sent, this one picks it up, and then an activity happens. And we remember the things, that's lithium. It's a natural trace element. And again, it's one. It's one. It's one. It's one. It's all these tiny little bibbits of things. This is why you hear me say all the time, you cannot supplement away a poor diet. So you can't eat ho-hos and then drink my Ninja Red and be like, Shannon, your Ninja Red isn't giving me the energy I need. And you're eating, Fruit Loops and ho-hos and you're wondering why. Why can't you remember the things? I'm telling you, you have to eat real food. Ninja Red is one of the real foods that I would say is a foundation for everything. So it feeds every little cell in your body, has receptors for all the fruits that are in here. This is all kinds of amazing, powerful antioxidants and fruits and essential oils. And they all go in and they jumpstart and they feed. And this is foundational. I don't think y'all ever see me do a video where I don't have one of my red drinks next to me. Because I put Ninja Red and then I do all kinds of other juices in here depending on the time of day and what's going on. I usually have celery juice in here and just all kinds of different things because I know that my cells need to be fed all the time, not once in a while. I think what most of us do when we start trying to get healthy is once in a while we'll do something right. Once in a while we'll add this. I talked to actually 2 different people today that said, I have those supplements, I just haven't been taking them. I'm like, what are you doing to me? You're asking me for more advice on what you need to do, but yet you still have them sitting in your house. I need you to know that your supplements, no matter how many you have, if they are just sitting on a shelf in your house, They don't work that way. I'm sorry to tell you. If you want them to work, you got to get them into the body. So that wide variety, all those colors, Nature Red starts that for you. And then we have things like our Master Greens in our, our, our multi-greens in our Ninja. Okay, somebody tell me the name of it. Our Ninja Greens and our Master, our 2 greens. Write them down, guys. I can't remember. We have 2 different supplements that you can take that are amazing to get all those greens into your body, all the chlorophyll. And when you're using them, I can't remember. You guys write them down for me. Oh my goodness. Our Master Formula, that is one. Thank you, Stella. And our multi-greens and our Ninja Greens. There we go. 3 different supplements. Those are great ways to get all those parts and pieces because you don't know. So maybe for you, you're missing zinc. Maybe that's something that just isn't in your diet or in the foods that you eat, and you're missing just zinc. Zinc alone can cause all kinds of different issues. So making sure you're getting that wide variety of food, you're going to see differences. And then supplement the things that might be missing. So Nature Red, that's when I supplement. I always, no matter what I have going on, my Master Formula. Master Formula is all kinds of different foods, 4 capsules, one little sleeve that I have to take, so I don't have to bottle up a whole bunch of different stuff. It's one sleeve. And in this sleeve, there's 3 different pills that are giving me beets and giving me strawberries and giving me all the different greens that we're talking about in one source so that my body has a foundation. When we're talking about your heart, we have to have a foundation of realness. We have to have a foundation of moving, a foundation of sunlight, a foundation of water, a foundation of your electrolytes. I cannot stress that enough. If you don't supplement, if you don't think you get enough of your potassium, magnesium, and sodium, then make sure you're adding it. I like Celtic sea salt. I use Celtic sea salt on everything that I eat. If I'm soaking my nuts, I make sure they're soaking in Celtic sea salt. So I'm getting that little bits of salt with 70 different trace minerals. That's what's in that Celtic salt. It has all those little trace minerals. And then I add to it because I know the importance of minerals. Where's it at? This is Mineral Essence. This is our ionic mineral blend. And every time you see one of these, I guarantee you there's 3 or 4 dropperfuls of these in every single glass. And I do a glass of this, probably 3. This is my 4th one today, with 2 ounces of Nature Red and then whatever else I want to throw in there. But Mineral Essence is always in there because I know, you realize if you went in the Wayback Machine, every time you drank water from any well or any creek or any lake, you would have had minerals in there because the minerals were tied to the water. So every time you drank, you got minerals. Every time you ate anything, you pulled berries off of a tree, off of a bush, you got cherries, you got apples, you got the greens that you pulled from the ground. You would have been saturated in minerals, but the minerals aren't in stuff anymore. So there's 70 different trace minerals. Again, I don't know which one I'm missing. You don't know which one you're missing. This is a foundation. I will tell you it's an acquired taste. It's kind of salty and minerally. What would it be in minerals? And it doesn't have any flavors added to it. This is just the good stuff. And this is going to start filling those little puzzle pieces. It's going to fill them in. And you don't necessarily need all these. I'm giving you the foundation so you can go, oh, well, that's something I don't do. Like for me, I do green omega-3s. Those are our fatty acids because the fatty acids are so important. Your brain will not function properly if you don't have enough fats. You know, every time I talk about foods, I'm talking about making sure you're getting the fats. And I know that I do not consume hardly any fish. I try. I go down and I see Christy and I go down to Florida and you guys have all these beautiful restaurants with all these amazing fishes and I'm just not a fan. I do try, Christy. I'm getting better than I used to be, but I'm not a fan. So knowing that, I make sure I take my good healthy fats. I take my green omega-3 because it helps with who needs, tell me right now, who needs your heart to beat fully and strong and your veins to have that flow? Tell me healthy heart. You're wanting that healthy heart, you want that strength happening, make sure you're getting those fats. If you don't consume them, supplement them. Our green omega-3 is amazing. You are getting so many different parts and pieces. In there, we also have clove essential oil, so it protects it so that, and clove essential oil, if you don't know, is a very high antioxidant. It's one of the highest antioxidant essential oils on the market, and you're getting all these pieces so that you're getting around 330 milligrams of your DHA, and you're getting 160 milligrams of your EPA. See all my little notes that I have? You're getting your ALA from the flaxseed oil, the clove, and this is everything we're allowed to say. It helps with functioning your beautiful heart, keeping it beating like it's supposed to, your circulatory system. So that is from the veins down in your legs through your whole system. That's your circulatory system. Your skeletal system, it's working with your brain, your immune system. This is all the green omega-3. It is helping with your eyes and your skin and your joints. You know why it's helping with those beautiful eyes? Because that's where all those teeny tiny little veins, so that I want to be able to see until I'm 150. Like, if I'm alive, I want my vision. I want my eyes healthy and strong, and this just keeps them that way. Also works with your metabolism and helps your body to have a normal, healthy inflammatory response. So something happens and my body can repair. That's a normal, healthy response. That's those green omega-3s, and I make sure I take them because I don't eat enough fish. Are you eating fish 3 times? I think it's 3 times a week you're supposed to eat fish. And then you have to wonder, does it have mercury? Because it's a true concern, right? So one of the things I like about our green omega-3 is it's a vegetarian source. It comes from algae. It comes from algae. Ocean. It's vegetarian, so you don't have to worry about any of that different buildup. It's really highly, we can get it over and over again. What's that called? The good resource, easy resource, right? The next one that I would recommend for your beautiful, amazing heart to fill in pieces. Because I had a stroke back, I was in my mid-30s when I had the stroke. And so again, I researched, what are you going to do? And one of the things I had read is that you can take garlic and you crush the garlic, and when you crush it and you let it sit there, it releases something called allicin. And allicin is really good for the veins and cleaning them out. And I had already had a stroke. I didn't want to have another stroke. I didn't do the blood thinners, I had done too much reading on that. I was not okay with the blood thinners. But I did do where I would crush the garlic and I would put real raw honey from our area, and I would mix the two together and I would eat it. And I am here to tell you, it tasted awful. But you do what you got to do for your health. And I had read that allicin, that it was really, really powerful for it. I got to tell you, Gary Young is amazing. When he, one of the last things that he created for us was our CardioGize. And friends, our CardioGize is food, those parts and pieces for your heart, for your vascular system. It loves on the brain. It is just one of those, and it has in there garlic. It has that. I don't have to squish my garlic because it's already in there. And here's the cool thing: if you go to the website youngliving.com and you look under the CardioGize, you look up that supplement, and you go down just a little bit, it'll say scientific research, and then there's a little button on the right. And there's over 11 different research articles discussing things like the garlic that is in there and how amazing it is for the heart and for the veins and for healthy cholesterol. It has in there CoQ10. Your little heart is desperate for CoQ10. It thrives on CoQ10. It's already in our CardioGize. Gary put it in there. It thrives on what's another one that's in there? Let me find my little notes so I make sure. K2, vitamin K2. Y'all, vitamin K2 is so impressive. And there's research articles on the website that discuss, because what K2 does is K2 finds, one of the things it does, it finds the calcium, and it takes that calcium out of the blood and puts it back into the bones where it's supposed to go. So part of K2, it strengthens your beautiful bones. So it helps them to be stronger. So as we age, we want those strong bones. Well, that's part of what it does. And in doing so, it keeps all the gunk out of the veins so we don't get as much of a buildup. So it's a natural tandem partnership that K2 does to keep those veins in the heart beautiful. It's already in there. Gary made sure that we had those parts and pieces in the supplement, so we had what all we needed. So if you're someone that's like, I want to keep my heart healthy, I want my heart strong and healthy, that CardioGize is quite literally food for the heart, and all those little parts and pieces that I can just, it's 2 a day. That's all it's 2 a day. That's all you gotta do, 2 a day. And it just goes in and it just does what it's designed to do. So it keeps your vascular system clean and functioning like it's supposed to. It keeps those veins strong and keeps them healthy like they're supposed to. It keeps the heart strong and healthy. I'm telling you, right? It's already in there. The next one I want to pop in here, and I know I'm going really, really fast, but I need you to hear all of these little bits, and I have to do it quick because I promised I would start doing these in 30 minutes. So the next one is my olive essentials. I talk about olive essentials all the time. I am telling you the power, again, it's the good healthy fats. It's the things that are in there. And this is high in something called hydroxytyrosol. And hydroxytyrosol, think the Mediterranean diet and how the Mediterranean diet is so good for your heart. It's like a cardiovascular godsend, right? Well, a piece of that is the olive oil, right? So Olive Essentials literally takes the hydroxytyrosol and it's condensed down. So one of these tiny little tablets, just one of these tiny little capsules, capsules, see how tiny she is? She has the equivalent of 1 liter of olive oil, the amount of hydroxytyrosol that is in there. Are you kidding? So this Olive Essentials is great for the heart, great for the vascular system. It's great for a healthy immune system. It's great for all those healthy things that we're always talking about. This is the one. This is the one. If you watch my video I did a couple of weeks ago on GLP-1s and the hormones and stuff, I talk about it in there too because I love her. She's an easy supplement that you can add to what you're already doing. And again, it fills that piece. So when you look at the Mediterranean diet, they're consuming a lot of olive oil. They dip their bread in it. They pour it over everything they eat, over their food. They're consuming a lot. And here in America, we don't tend to eat as much olive oil or eat as many olives. Like we don't just have olives around that we're just picking and eating, right? So that means that's a piece that I have to add back into my diet so I get those parts and pieces to do all the things. The next one I want to chat about is our MindWise. I know I have heard Mary say it. I looked all over to see where I heard her. It must have been at a conference that when it came out, she wasn't sure if it should be MindWise or CardioWise because it is so, my nose, it's so powerful for the whole cardiovascular system because it's feeding it. So one of the big constituents in there is the sanchi nut, which is these great healthy fats. Again, the health. How many times have we been told fats are bad for our heart? That is not what the science is showing us. What they told us in the 70s about fat being bad and that we have to, go low fat. It's not true. Our beautiful brain, it feeds on fat. Your beautiful heart, it feeds on those healthy fats. Now, not seed oils, not fake fats, not faux fats, not margarine. We're talking real fats. Your body knows what to do with that. And it fully goes in and kicks in and does stuff. It also has MCT oils in there. That's your medium chain triglycerides, which are super loving to your heart as well. It has in there, I'm looking at my notes so I don't forget, CoQ10. We just talked about how much your heart needs CoQ10. It's in our MindWise. It has L-Car and GPC, which are, again, they're parts and pieces that our heart, our veins, our vascular system, your brain, they love. It also has turmeric. Turmeric's so powerful. One of the things that turmeric does is it helps our body have a normal, healthy, inflammatory response. Because when inflammation happens, we have to have those parts and pieces. We have to have those pieces for our body to bounce back the way it's supposed to and stay healthy. That's part of what turmeric does. We also have our golden turmeric, which is powerful too. I'm not going to go into that one. It also has vitamin D3. I told you what the sun is supposed to do with vitamin D because D3 does so much for some of us. We live in Michigan. We don't get sunlight for very often. I was just complaining. It got cold way too soon up here, and so we had a much shorter swimming season because usually we can swim all through August and September. It gets cold, but the evenings were too cold, so we haven't been able to swim as much, so we haven't got as much sunlight because our season is this long. I will always and forever need to supplement my diet with vitamin D3. So we have D3 in the MindWise. We also have Super D. So if you're like, I super bad need more D than that, then you can get your D that way as well. It's another one of our supplements. Then in the MindWise, we have lemon essential oil, peppermint essential oil, fennel essential oil, anise essential oil, and lime essential oil. So with all these different parts and pieces, you're getting those oils that carry the different things to your body. What's that saying? Olives off the tree taste terrible. Good to know, Mary. I've never picked an olive right off the tree. I'm sure it's the fermenting process that makes it taste absolutely wonderful. Okay, so I want to make sure that I hit on all my big ones. Let's see, PD8020. PD8020 is 80% pregnenolone, 20% DHEA. How can I say that? It's just good. This one I didn't practice, but I can say compliantly, so I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to get in trouble. PD8020, it is good for your heart. DHEA declines as we age, and it's something that we want. Think youth hormone. It's the things that keep us young and spry and energetic and all of our parts perky. I'm just saying. That would be your PD8020. Powergize. It's another one that has your basics in there, like I said, for building all the things. So if you are working out and you're not seeing anything happen, you're feeling weak after you work out, Powergize is a great one that you can do that with. AminoWise. AminoWise has some of those electrolytes that I talked about. It's a powder. It's almost always in my red drink as well. It tastes delicious. But AminoWise, that's a good way to get in some of those electrolytes. It does not have that 3,500 milligrams of potassium we talked about. So just so you know, you would have to take, I think it was 4 servings to get all the way up there. So just know that ahead of time. If you're not eating any of the greens and you're like, I'm just going to supplement all my potassium, you really do have to make sure you're eating that wide variety of colors because it makes a difference. Then we have our super magnesium. I know we've talked about it a lot lately, so I'm not going to go in depth, but remember, magnesium is a partner to the sodium and the potassium. It's the one that lets that little rest to your muscles. It makes it all be able to relax. It helps us to get into deep sleep. Over 300 different enzymatic actions in magnesium, in addition to the fact that it partners with the potassium and all the different things. Can I give a shout out for sulfur? Our sulfurzyme does not get as much detail as I would love to get. But I am here to tell you, sulfur is so important in your body. We are so, like every single big animal, any farm animal, they supplement sulfur in their diet because it's so important for your health. So it's going to help with skin. It's going to help with muscles. So I think that went through. Just different things that you can do with sulfur. I personally, Gary used to tell us to take 10 capsules twice a day, which is a whole lot. So that would be somebody that was doing nothing that had natural sulfur in it. So they were just supplementing while they were changing their diet. So that's one that you might want to play with as well. And then I got to say, vitamin C, Super C. This has over 2,000% of what your daily recommended amount of vitamin C is. It is a powerhouse, but vitamin C is something you have to replace daily. It doesn't store in your body. You have to give it back over and over. So you get vitamin C from almost every fresh thing that you eat. So fresh vegetables, fresh fruit that has not been boiled or steamed or cooked, you get a lot of vitamin C from. So again, look at your diet. Are you somebody who doesn't get a lot of fresh food at certain times of the year? Then you might be somebody that needs to take vitamin C. I attribute this to part of the reason why my skin, I think, looks very, very good. I think it's because your skin, along with the collagen and all the other things we add, it needs regular amounts of vitamin C. It helps everything else work better with it. Now I want to talk about some other supplements really quick, not supplements, some essential oils really, really quick. First, I want to talk about our phytonutrition. This right here, this is food. This needs to go under your tongue, 20 drops a couple of times a day under your tongue. Let it sit there until your mouth fills up with saliva and then swallow it. Yes, it sounds gross, but I'm here to tell you this is a powerhouse. This has our black cumin seed oil in here. It has our frankincense resin. It has our frankincense essential oil. It has orange. It has cacao. So many good things. It's working on so many different systems in your body. Just give this one a try, especially if you haven't played with it yet. I think that would be a good one. If you're picking and choosing where to start when it comes to your beautiful heart, I would say start with that Cardiogize in our Nature Red. Like that's my core. And then it would be our Mineral Essence. And then it's going to be any of the other things that really resonate with you that you go, oh yeah, I don't do that. I probably should do that. So I want to do some oils real quick. First of all, this is our Longevity Essential Oil. This is one that you can just rub on and you can put in your diffuser. But we have Longevity capsules and we have Longevity Vitality that you can ingest. and they are so good for your body. Go read what it says about longevity and the reasons why that might be one that I would suggest, especially the one that you can take the capsule of. So you're getting that to every single little cell in your body, because just think that longevity. Is that what we're looking like? I said, I want to live till I'm 150, but I want to be healthy. I want my vision. I want all the different things. I want all my parts and pieces, right? This is our Aroma Life. Aroma Life is my favorite go-to for right over the chest, right over the heart, right in this area right here. And this is a blend of cypress, marjoram, ylang ylang, and helichrysum. That is what is already in here. And Gary created this one for your beautiful heart. So rub that over the heart. Just let that be one of the oils. Breathe that in. Amazing one. Keep it around all the time. I say the same thing. Keep clove around. Clove is a great one. Again, you can rub it right over your heart. We have Clove Vitality that you can take that Clove Vitality and put that under your tongue. It is hot, but it is powerful. Clove is what is in our green omega-3. So you're getting that internally in there as well. Super powerhouse. Then we have our, what have I got here? Marjoram. I just said marjoram in our Aroma Life, because it is one of those you just need. Endoflax. Endoflex is another one. Rub it all through here. Breathe that in. It's just powerful. And then I've got ylang ylang. Ylang ylang is all about balancing male and female, both sides, that balance to the body. That is ylang ylang. And what else? Last one I'm going to talk about, this is the last supplement, last oil, last anything, is our Super B. And I know you guys knew it was coming. Our vitamin B. So anytime you get stressed out, you get worried, life happens, chaos happens in your life, you use up vitamin Bs. So if you're just driving down the road and somebody cuts you off in your chest, you start breathing all heavy, you get all those feelings, you're using up vitamin Bs. If you're watching the news or you're listening to social media, all those things use up vitamin Bs, but we need vitamin Bs. They are like an energy storehouse for our body. And when you think about any muscle in your body, when you think about your skin, vitamin Bs, I personally believe that every single one of us need outside sun, water, grounding, and all that wide variety of food. And you need Ninja Rod and you need Super B. I think everybody, that's how important I think this one. This is like a $20 supplement that will change your entire personality. You will become a nicer version of you when you are on your Super B. It will make such a difference in your attitude that your family members will ask if you already took it, because that's the kind of impact that it makes. So when we're thinking about that energy house that we need to have all of that back, so that we're doing all the things. And I mean, we have a class coming up on the emotions and the heart, and the thing, you're breaking my heart, you're killing me, those things we say, those walls. Telling you, there's a huge emotional component to heart. There's a huge emotional component to every single cell in your body. So we will be talking about that. Our next class that we have next Monday is Labor Day. So we will not have a class on Labor Day, but we will have one the week after that. And it is on, what is it on? Gosh, I don't know. It's going to be a good class. You can go to ShannonHudsonYL.com and go under events. Go to online events. You'll see what classes are coming up, because I really don't remember what class I have next. But it will be next Monday. And please let me know, did this recording do better, or did it stop and hesitate? Did you guys have problems with it? And if you have any questions over the next few days, let me know. I will read all the questions. I will answer as many as I can. And other than that, God bless, guys. We will chat later. Bye.